Hi everyone. In this lecture, we are going to discuss applications of conductance measurement. So there are a number of application of conductance measurements. In this lecture, we are going to discuss only three application of the conductance measurements. So the first one is the degree of dissociation of the weak acid. Then the second one is the ionic product of water, and the third one is the solubility of the sparingly soluble salt. So these are the three main application of the conductance measurement. Let us consider one by one. So here the first application is degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte. So here already we have discussed what is meant by degree of dissociation. So here in case of strong electrolyte, so there is a complete dissociation or there is a complete ionization of the strong electrolyte in their solutions. So here in case of strong electrolyte, degree of dissociation it is equal to 1, but in case of the weak electrolyte there is an incomplete dissociation or incomplete ionization, so that degree of dissociation is less than 1 in case of the weak electrolyte. So here how the degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte is calculated. So here what is the definition of the degree of dissociation? The extent of dissociation is described in terms of degree of dissociation. So it is the fraction of the electrolyte that dissociate into the ion that are free to carry the current. That fraction of the electrolyte, it is called as the degree of dissociation. So here all of you know that degree of dissociation, it depends on the nature of electrolyte. That means here whether it is a strong electrolyte or the weak electrolyte. Then here it varies with the concentration and the temperature. Friends, suppose here if we have to find out the degree of dissociation of the acetic acid. So here acetic acid, its ionization, there is a formation of the H plus ion and the acetate ion. So here there are various steps for the calculation of the degree of dissociation of the acetic acid. So what is the step number 1? Step number 1, determination of the specific conductance, that is LS, at 25 degrees Celsius of a solution of acetic acid with concentration 3 gram equivalents per liter. So here we have to consider acetic acid and we have to measure the resistance of the acetic acid. From the resistance and the cell constant, first of all here we have to calculate the specific resistance, and from the specific resistance here we have to find out the specific conductance. All of you know that the reciprocal of the specific resistance, it is the specific conductance. So here in this way the specific conductance of the acetic acid is first of all it is found out with the help of the conductometer. Then second one is the calculation of the equivalence conductance, that is the lambda of that solution using the equation. So here lambda is the equivalence conductance, and the lambda is equal to 1000 divided by C into LS. LS is the specific conductance. So here the specific conductance calculated in the first step, the value of the LS substituted here, while C is the concentration. So here C and the LS, these values are substituted in this formula, and here the lambda, that is the equivalence conductance of the acetic acid, is calculated. Then calculation of the lambda 0 of acetic acid using the Kohlrausch law. So here as per Kohlrausch law equation, the lambda 0 for the acetic acid is equal to equivalence ionic conductance for the H plus ion at infinite dilution plus equivalence ionic conductance of the acetate ion at infinite dilution. So these values are substituted from the table. Already we have discussed this table in the last lecture. So these values are substituted from the table, and the lambda 0, that is the equivalence ionic conductance at infinite dilution for the acetic acid is determined, and here this lambda 0, it is referred to the infinitely dilute solution of acetic acid, that is the complete dissociation. Then here the degree of dissociation, there is a formula, that is alpha is equal to lambda divided by lambda 0. So here these two values are substituted here, and here in this way we can determine the degree of dissociation of a acetic acid. And from the degree of dissociation, it is possible to calculate the dissociation constant. So here the K is equal to alpha square divided by 1 minus alpha into C. So here the alpha, that is the degree of dissociation, it is calculated by using this formula. So the calculated value of the alpha, it is substituted in this formula, and then here C is the concentration. So substituting the value of the C and the degree of dissociation, the dissociation constant of the acetic acid is determined. So this is the first application of the conductance measurement. Then the second application is with the help of the conductance measurement, it is possible to determine the ionic product of the water. So all of you know that ionic product of the water, it is denoted by symbol Kw. So here the conductance measurement show that water in the purest form exhibit though small but definite conductance at all temperature. So this is possible if and only if water behave as the weak electrolyte and ionizes according to the equation. So here when we consider the water, so here its ionization is H plus plus OH minus ion. Then here applying the law of mass action, here we can write the expression or the equation for the equilibrium constant K, that is the concentration of H plus ion into concentration of OH minus ion divided by concentration of water. Since when water, it is very weak electrolyte, that's why here the ionization is very small. So here the concentration of the water, it is considered as the constant. So here this equation can be written as K is equal to concentration of H plus ion into concentration of OH minus ion divided by that is the concentration of water, it is a constant. So here it is a constant term, and K into the constant, it is another constant, that is called as the Kw. So here K multiplied by concentration of the water is equal to Kw is equal to concentration of H plus ion into the concentration of OH minus ion. So this is the expression or the equation for the Kw, that is the ionic product of the water, and it can be determined by using the Kohlrausch law. So here there are two steps. So first step is determination of the degree of dissociation, that is alpha of the water. So here equivalence conductance of the water, lambda is equal to Ls into V. So here 1000 divided by C, it is the V, that is the volume in Cc containing the 1 gram equivalent of the water. So here this is the V, volume in Cc containing 1 gram equivalent of the water. Ls is the specific conductance of the water. So here the specific conductance of the water, it can be calculated by using the conductometer and by measuring the resistance of the water, and the value is 0.58 into 10 raised to minus 7 and moles centimeter inverse at 25 degree Celsius. So here this value is substituted in this formula. Then here how to find out the V. So now 1 gram equivalent of the water, that means 1 mole of the water, and 1 mole of the water is equal to 18.016 gram. So here the density of the water at 25 degree Celsius, it is a 0.9971 gram per ml or gram per cc. So here all of you know that density is equal to mass upon volume. So here the volume is equal to mass divided by density. So here in this equation Ls is equal to V, that is a Ls into that is a mass divided by density. So here the lambda is equal to the value of the Ls, it is a 0.58 into 10 raised to minus 7, that is mass is 18.016 divided by density of the water at 25 degrees Celsius, it is a 0.9971. So here when we solve this, we will get the value of the lambda, that is the equivalence conductance of the water, and it is a 1.05 into 10 raised to minus 6. When water completely ionized, then here we can see that lambda 0 for the water is equal to equivalence ionic conductance for the H plus ion at infinite dilution plus equivalence ionic conductance of the OH minus at infinite dilution. So directly from the table we can substitute these two values, that is the ionic conductance for the H plus ion as well as the ionic conductance for the OH minus ion at infinite dilution, and these values are 349.80 plus 198, and when we add these two values we will get the lambda 0 for the water, and the value is 547.8. Then here degree of dissociation, that is alpha is equal to lambda divided by lambda 0. So the value of the lambda is 1.05 into 10 raised to minus 6 divided by value of the lambda 0, it is a 547.8 is equal to 1.9 into 10 raised to minus 9. So this is the degree of dissociation of the water. This is the step number 1. Then let us consider the step number 2, that is the ionic product of the water. Since 1 liter of the water weigh 997.07 gram at 25 degree Celsius from the density of the water at 25 degree Celsius. So here the molar concentration of the water, it is a 997.07 divided by 18.016, because 1 mole of the water is equal to 18.016. So here when we solve this, the molar we will get the molar concentration of the water, and it is a 55.34 molar. So in pure water, the concentration of the H plus ion is equal to concentration of the OH minus ion is equal to alpha into C. So here already we have calculated the value of the alpha in the step number 1, and the value of the alpha, that is the degree of dissociation of the water, it is 1.9 into 10 to minus 9 multiplied by molar concentration. So molar concentration is 55.34. So here multiply by 55.34. When we solve this, we will get the concentration of the H plus ion or the concentration of the OH minus ion, it is equal to 1.05 into 10 to minus 7. So at 25 degrees Celsius, Kw is equal to concentration of H plus ion into concentration of OH minus ion. By substituting the value of this 2 here, 1.05 into 10 to minus 7 bracket square, and it is equal to 1.10 into 10 to minus 14. So here the ionic product of the water, its value is 1.10 into 10 raised to minus 14. And the third and the last application of the conductance measurement, that is the solubility of the sparingly soluble salt. So friends, once again all of you know that the sparingly soluble salts are salts which are very smaller soluble, which have very smaller solubility in the water. So such a salts, they are called the sparingly soluble salt. Here there are some example of the sparingly soluble salt, that is a AgCl, that is a silver chloride, that is barium sulfate, then calcium sulfate, barium carbonate. So here a saturated solution of the sparingly soluble salt is prepared in water of a known specific conductance, that is ALS. So here the first of all we have to prepare the saturated solution of the sparingly soluble salt in the water whose specific conductance is known. So here the specific conductance of the saturated solution is measured as, that is a LS of solution is equal to LS of salt plus LS of water. That means here the specific conductance of the salt plus specific conductance of the water. So here specific conductance of water is known. Then by using the conductometer, here the specific conductance of the solution is determined. So here the LS of the salt is equal to specific conductance of the solution minus specific conductance of the water. So here with the help of the conductometer, we have to measure first of all resistance of the salt solution, and from the cell constant and the resistance, here it is possible to determine the specific resistance of the salt solution, and from the specific resistance, here we can calculate the specific conductance of the salt solution. So this value is substituted here minus specific conductance of the water. So here we will get the specific conductance of the salt. Then here the equivalence conductance of the salt, lambda is equal to 1000 into specific conductance of the salt divided by C, where C is the concentration of the salt in equivalence gram equivalence per liter, and it is equal to solubility. So here the equivalence conductance of the salt, that is the lambda salt, is equal to 1000 into specific conductance of the salt divided by solubility, since solution is very dilute. So here since solution is very dilute, the lambda salt is equal to lambda 0. So here this lambda 0 it can be calculated from the table for the sparingly soluble salt. So here the solubility S is equal to 1000 into LS divided by lambda 0. If we consider the AgCl, suppose sparingly soluble salt is the AgCl. So as per Kohlrausch law, this lambda 0 for the AgCl is equal to equivalence ionic conductance for the Ag plus ion at infinite dilution plus equivalence ionic conductance for the Cl minus ion at infinite dilution. So here the equivalence conductance of the cation and anion, their values are substituted from the table. So it is possible to calculate the lambda equivalence conductance of the salt, that is the equivalence conductance at infinite dilution for the sparingly soluble salt. This value is substituted here. LS is the specific conductance of the salt. This can be determined by using this equation, and here it is possible to calculate the solubility of the sparingly soluble salt. So friends, these are the main three application of the conductance measurement. The first one is the determination of the degree of dissociation of the weak electrolyte. Second one is the ionic product of the water, and third one is the solubility of the sparingly soluble salt. Thank you.